tethering. I think it would look better if it was high on a wall somewhere. I'm a little concerned about how it pokes out here and the rustiness of it with my kids running around. I've instructed and talked to them both about it. I think it'll be all right. It looks okay there. I mean, this the crazy picker life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Good morning, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. Dealer here with the Wednesday edition of the Crazy Picker Life. This is a picking show. We show buying and selling and all the aspects of an eBay, Amazon picking business. I work with my family, and this is the chronicles of that adventure. It is Wednesday morning. I'm in here packing orders. I took the day off for the most part yesterday. I was up late watching the election and didn't get a whole bunch of orders in yesterday. I think people had other things on their minds. We didn't run sales yesterday. I needed a break, and so every time I run sales, we sell more. Every time I don't run sales, we typically sell less. I think I've got 12 or 15 orders to pack, and today is back to business, back to normal business. So I'm going to get my orders packed. We got lots of projects in November that I'm working on around the office. There'll be some listing today. There'll be the second to last entrepreneurial class that I'm going to tonight with Wheeler and Banana Peeler, my sons. It's the 5th class out of 6. We're winding that down. Not sure what else I'm going to do today, but as it happens, I will show it. Thanks for watching, and on with the show. Well, I didn't get everything packed, but let's see, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going to USPS and 2 UPS. I'm going to try to run into the truck so I don't have to drive around all the way over there. Let's see here. I don't know. There's 4 or 5 or 6 here, and I know I've got some more that came in. I'm maintaining I'm behind by 24 hours. You know, I get everything out within 24 hours. But again, behind a little bit. That is the price that I'm going to pay for staying up till 3:30 a.m. and taking a day off. But I feel pretty good even though, right? Okay, lots going on here. I'm going to get off to the USPS. I'm going to talk a little bit about our board and how that's going later. I got this ham sign hung up given its current tethering. I think it would look better if it was high on a wall somewhere. I'm a little concerned about how it pokes out here and the rustiness of it with my kids running around. I've instructed and talked to them both about it. I think it'll be all right. It looks okay there. I mean, this is a $100 sign, and if it was in better condition, like even like the Schlitz condition or the Country Club condition, you know, it's a $300 or $400 sign. If it's mint, it's a $2,000 sign. It is what it is. Someday when I get my building done, it's going to go either on the ceiling of one of the places, maybe out of the way, or higher up, or maybe we'll just roll it up and get rid of it. But for now, that is where that's going to end up. When I get my stuff installed this week for the sound system, I think I'm going to hang all the speakers in the corners, and then I'm going to have to measure and get some speaker wire. Probably just order a couple 100 feet of speaker wire. You know, this is where I'm at. I've had my Wheeler got his new phone. It's all set up. My wife got her new phone. It's all set up. Here's mine. I finally took it out of the bigger box. It's still in shrink. I've had it for, gosh, when did I get it? Friday? Monday? What is today? Wednesday? I got it Monday. Okay. I got my new sign in. It's a little bigger than I thought. I thought it was more along the size of that, but it is a little higher. I think I know where I'm going to go with it, but I may have to shuffle some signs around. I got another sign like that, different version, and that will go on my wall of 1940s, 50s signs like that. It's just a neat era. You know, I thought of another reason that I like the signs from, say, 1900 up to about 1950. That was a time in America's history where America was definitely America, and I could go on and on about that, but it was a time where we defended our country in 2 world wars. We built a lot of the country infrastructure. It was a time, I think, where the flag was waving and people were proud of it, and they all knew what it meant. There wasn't this division that seems to be prevalent. So that's a little bit of a celebration of that time period too. I really looked up to my grandfather, who served in World War II, actually ended up in a concentration camp for a while. You know, came home, had 3 kids, ran his carpenter business, ran his body into the ground. When he came back from the war, I think he was like 105 or 110 pounds, just dehydrated and really messed up from the concentration camp. That was a time in America where people bonded together and built America together. I used to listen to his stories. We're in a different world today. So it's not all about the beer, it's not all about the Schlitz. It's partially a reminder of that time period. So I'm trying to come to grips why I like that. Now obviously, you know, we got into the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, and things really started to head a little different direction. Here's another package that just came in today. Fragile. Pretty sure I know what that is. It's another sign I'll probably get around to taking out later. I'm not sure. I've got to get a couple of things listed today. I've got some test strips, and then I'm going to get at least one other thing listed. We've got the class tonight. I think I need to make sure I've got everything here and get out of here. Coming off of, whoop, I don't really need to shut that one off. I guess Wheeler's here working on some homework and working on some stuff. Heading out.
Yep.
See you in a little while. You wanting to hit the paper out with the boys?
Yep.
Okay. Feeling like I'm backpedaling a little bit since I did the busy month in October, and in reality, I am. But back to, you know, the backpedaling is just a byproduct of focusing for a whole month and letting some other things slide. My life is busy anyway, so you can imagine that a few things got neglected. You know, I'm picking up those pieces and doing all that. Now, adding the day off is a different dynamic. I like it. I certainly have not maximized it from a standpoint of doing stuff around the house yet, but you know, there's a decompression from a certain pace that has to happen, and for the most part my pace has been go, 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 and I certainly can't stop that. But I think the day off is going to take some weeks and months to really set in how that works out. So I feel a little scattered. I'm sure my vlogs look a little scattered. If you tuned in when I was doing the contest and listing like mad, you probably think I list like mad all the time. Listing really is a priority for our business, but it's secondary for me. I take care of pretty much everything else. I'm the last in line for everything else, and Wheeler is the key lister banana peeler. He's part-time, part-time, and does some listing. I have to balance getting done with everything else and then push myself to list consistently. And I think the best thing for me to do is to come up with some sort of a contest for myself in December to make sure that I stay on track with that. And right now it feels like a big rubber band because I listed so regularly, so consistently in October, and it feels weird letting that go, even though I'm making progress in things that need to get done. We're hoping to hear from our bank today and get a read on what the possibilities are for refinancing our house and using some of that money to build the first steps of our building. Once we know what more information they need or what's the scoop there, then we can move forward in a number of directions. Got a lot lined up for the next 6 months, and I think it's exciting because just really hitting a solid point in the business, solidifying things, and really pushing this thing in a sense to be a lifestyle aiding business, where if we do what we're supposed to do, it's going to actually not just sustain us, but we're going to be able to use some of the experiences and some of the resources to really solidify and benefit the family and develop some wealth for our family, both both in experiences and in money. And so that is what I've been aiming at for a lot of years, and it's taken a lot of years of just being in the trenches, but I'm starting to feel like we can pull that off, and that feels pretty good. All right, I'm gonna get my packages in here. So I guess, this is a vlog of the crazy picker life, but really, if you've ever felt like your business is more like you created a job rather than a lifestyle, I'm here to tell you that you're gonna have to go through that phase and period for the most part. In fact, if you've worked a job for somebody else and that was, challenging or hard, if you're gonna work this business for a while and figure out what it takes to get to the point where you can almost make it more of a lifestyle than like a grind and a job, you're gonna probably have to work harder than you did in a job for a while. And some of you figure it out quicker and it'll take longer, but it won't change until you figure it out. Now there's a few examples out there of people I know who have seemed to figure it out. I'm just gonna throw out a name, and I know Dallas Moore. I haven't contacted him in a while, or I haven't chit-chatted on YouTube with him in a while, but his mindset is always work on the business and not necessarily work in the business. Now I know for a fact that he works in his business plenty. He works plenty hard. He puts in the hours. He's a go-getter. He articulates his business well. And I remember he had a couple people listing for him, and he focused on picking, and I know he did a lot of other things, and I believe his wife was involved or is involved. Now he's went in a couple different directions. I've run into a few things that he's done in the last couple of years. I know he's about creating a lifestyle business, and I think everybody should consider that, and I think I'll talk about that more in the coming weeks and months. But if you're not seeing it, if you're not seeing how to do it, you just got to keep grinding away and put in the time, put in the hours, put in the energy, and it'll happen. I'm sitting here at an intersection with cars going back and forth, and I've got a lady in front of me that's wondering why I'm talking to my camera, and she's turning in front of me because I'm letting her go. It just feels weird. Feels like the eyeballs are on me. What are you doing? Who the heck are you talking to? In that bright green Jeep where I can see it inside your vehicle and see everything going on. Oh, funny. So, more on this later. Heading home to go running with the boys, take the kids to the park at the same time, offer Kate to come along. And we got school wrap up, supper with the family, off to class. Oh, no supper with the family. Actually, we're eating at the class tonight. Oh boy, there you go. Back in the office then. Okay. There's my lifestyle, right? My lifestyle still controls me. No, my business still controls me, and I've got to fit it in my lifestyle. But I'm starting to see the possibilities, and the planning is in the stages that I see it. Going to be outsourcing all my book work, all my legal work, all my tax work. Looking to outsource my my packing. Really exciting. I can see the end of this. You know, I can see where I want to be, and we're going to talk more about that. Well, late Wednesday afternoon here, down at the office, grabbing Wheeler. He likes to go out on the route with the boys still and relive some of that, just get out, and so that's fine. Good break for him. You know, he's got a lot of different things going on and going a lot of different directions, and I just, for the most part, I just ride with it, you know. I'm here to steer the rudder, but he's gonna be 18 soon. He's gonna have to do his own thing, so I can just put choices in front of him. Well, good news, we got more or less approved for the refinance. It's nice that we don't have to jump through a lot more hoops or anything. It's just got to get some paperwork done, and it's funny, we have to change the address on our home from it's a corner lot, so we've got to change from one street to the other corner street in order to get approved to have backyard accessibility to our building. It's, you know, all funny business, zoning and all that. So we've got a bunch of paperwork to do, a bunch of hoops to jump through that are not necessarily qualifying, just paperwork. And so it looks like we're either going to get another quote from another building company or just sit down and get the ball rolling. The soonest we're going to get a building built, if we go gun-ho, is going to be probably March or April is when it's going to go up. It goes up pretty quick once it goes up, but getting people out here to build it, getting the labor out here, getting that all lined up, it's all a process. That gives me some time to scope out what the inside's going to look like, and also get a plumber and electrician lined up to do some of the basics for me. So good news on that. Things are moving forward. Just have to make sure we're doing the right things. Back in the office, it's about 9 o'clock. I got the pizza going. We were at the entrepreneurship class and they had soup night. Yeah, I'm not that much of a soup guy, so I ate, but I didn't eat a lot. So we have one class left. We have to make a presentation about our idea that we've been developing. So I get to go bring some signs in and talk about buying and selling beer signs. Wheeler is going to go in and talk about his pickers, buying and selling from other pickers, professional picker hub. And of course we're still developing that idea. And Banana Peeler is going to go talk about his idea about getting a paper route. That was his entrepreneurial idea. So I think the class has been pretty good. Definitely wanted to go to sort of see what the community in the area was like for entrepreneurs, what some of the services available in the area, all that kind of stuff. Get a vibe. And then, I know when you start thinking more like an entrepreneur and talking to more entrepreneurs and going through some of the basic principles of entrepreneurism, I knew that my brain would start cooking a little bit again, and I had kind of put that to sleep for a while. Just trying to grind as much business out as I could for a while. So that's always good. I would recommend, if you have any local resources in the area, see if there's some programs to get involved in. It's a great way to meet other entrepreneurs, get your brain going again, just do something different, break up the monotony, get in touch with some of your resources in the area. Good thing. I don't want to do it every week, but once a year to take something like a continuing education or a class or something. I haven't really done that in a while, and I had done that in the past. At least once a year I would go to some sort of seminar or do something. So I would recommend that. So we're back in the office. I just listed 2 items. I'll just briefly show you those in a minute. And I've got a lot of orders to pack still, so that's going to be pretty much most of my night, other than eat some pizza, maybe have a beer. I really need to get back into some projects, but what are you going to do, right? This month I haven't written it off yet, but so far it's just been sort of hang on, and boy, I don't know how I did it last month. I guess it did take a lot out of me. So our board for November, our prize, inter-office prize, if we hit our goals, is just a piece of TV furniture. I want to, but I want to improve our office. We need some sort of piece of furniture, a shelving unit of some kind underneath the TV that's going to hold some things. We'll do some rearranging. So we've got to hit $1,000 minimum listing a day. I'm recording the days. Our first 4 days, Wheeler certainly carried us, listed 68 items, total of 46. Today is day 5 listing in November for us. I listed 2 items at $400, so Wheeler's going to need to get 600 or more in so we can make our day. And what did I list here? I already threw it up here. I did get some test strips in today, One Touch Ultra 100 size. I bought those locally, so that's a good one. I listed those for $100 for the 3. And then I bought this bow for $20 the other day. Razorback bow. It's upside down. Look at that. Won't autofocus. Razorback. Ben Pearson. It's like 60 inches long. It's got some cracks in it or some scratches. I can't tell exactly what. I'm not going to string it or bend it. I'm not an expert, but looking it up, I listed it for $100, and then I was fairly generous on the shipping to make sure that I can get this thing shipped. This is one of those things that you could certainly cut your own profit on if you didn't measure it right and put it in the right size box. I'm sure there's a specialty box for this, but for me it's going to be an 8x8 box, 60 inches long, and I estimated the weight. Okay, pizza thing's out. Pizza's cooking. Let's see what else is going on. I'm going to get a count on my orders, get those all printed, and then I'm going to start working away on orders. That's going to be pretty much the rest of the evening, and then I'm going to just tackle a few minor things that I have going on. Might unwrap my new sign yet. Might work on my iPhone. Realistically, neither of those things are going to happen tonight. I was trying to think where this light is going to go. I think it's going to fit. This is wider up here. I'll have to measure the gap here, but when we come into our office, yeah, that's where it's going to go, right there, if I can figure out how to get a cord to it in a good way. When we come into our office, it's pretty dark right here. That light's not on, and that will be a nice that'll be a nice addition light. I haven't checked how bright it is, but might be able to get an LED bulb or something that's brighter. I like to not trip when I come in and have some lighting. So let's peek in on Wheeler for a minute here, see what's up with Wheeler. Oh.
Stepping on the water closet.
So let's check in on Wheeler. So Wheeler, somebody asked me, why do you always stop what you're doing and sit in the chair?
I don't know.
In your office.
I was doing. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, Wheeler.
What are you doing up there on that thing? Hey, we still haven't come up with a some sort of a front piece on that coffee ninja thing there. It looks kind of plain.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Not much. Getting a manual day today. Hopefully watch day tomorrow. Got my new phone skin.
Listing manuals, camera manuals.
Yeah.
And tomorrow listing watches.
Some funky cool phone skin.
Yeah, I've got those 4 lenses that came in too.
Yep.
Those ones that we traded for.
Yep.
I can
Look those over.
give those to you.
Those over on camera and see if we screwed up or if we did great.
Well, the thing we had wasn't selling, so
Yeah.
we don't usually trade,
Nope.
but
I think this will be a good one. Hope it's if they're as described.
well, we better look at them pretty soon.
That's what I'm saying. That should be an interesting thing.
I'll bring them to you later tonight.
Yep.
All right, if you don't have anything else, I'm just going to wrap my show up.
Okie dokie.
I'm over here yawning. I think the jet lag from watching last night's election results, you know, I don't remember, but things were sort of winding up around midnight, and then it just drug on and on and on, and then we were going to get a, I guess, what would you call it, a victory speech or something, and then that drug on and on and on. Before you know it, it's after 3 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, I can't sleep in all day tomorrow. I better go home. So feeling that a little bit. I guess, you know, I was watching a few blurbs and a lot of opinions and things like that, and it's funny because even Conan O'Brien comes out, and usually when he does his monologue, it's like a big joke and that type of thing. And he had a few jokes in there, but, you know, even he said one of the things to come out of this election, and of course some people that are mad about the election are looking for a positive. I understand that. If you didn't like who was elected, you'd be looking for something positive, especially if you didn't want to feel crappy. And if you're happy about who's elected, you know, I mean, it's just, I guess there's just more positives than if you weren't happy. But Conan O'Brien, you know, he really hit it. And for all of you out there that are having a tough time with this or don't know what the future is going to bring, you know, many of you viewers, myself included, not all of you are from the United States, but here we live in a country that, you know, there was an upset that happened. A lot of people would say the Trump story is an upset, and we live in a country where you can still actually elect somebody. You get a chance to vote. And that is a right. That's something that I guess we've earned in the United States. Not all countries are like that. I mean, it's hard to imagine really living in a country where you couldn't vote, or where the system was so rigged that you know, your vote didn't ever make a you know, you couldn't choose. So he also mentioned that, you know, if you don't like who won, you get another chance to vote in 4 years. And so it's not an eternal type situation. But really, I was really impressed that Conan came out and had more of a serious monologue on a non-serious show for the most part. And what he said made sense. I mean, here we are in a country where a Donald Trump can get elected. That's just amazing, I guess. And we've had elections in the past where not everybody was happy, right? So I'm not here to say anything more than that. Obviously, today is Wednesday, and there's a lot of news out there about how people are reacting to the election. Some favorably, some not so favorably. Things will go on. You know, that is the That is the human drama. That is the world that we live in. And so, you know, how you react or how you respond is important. This is the Crazy Picker Life, not a political show. We are a picker channel. I'm showing my crazy picking life, and I hope you enjoyed the show. I do appreciate you watching. The comments, oh, good grief. I appreciate your comments. I do read them all. They are getting a little crazy from time to time, but I don't know what to say about that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. I appreciate the thumbs up. We will have a show tomorrow, God willing. Pick well, list off, and dealers out.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer Production.